Grace and peace, family. Grace and peace. Assalamu alaikum. Shalom. My hotep. Namaste. Free the land, beloved. Come on in, come on in, come on in. My name is Vicki Dillard, and you are tuned into my new network here at Vicki Dillard TV on YouTube, or you can connect with me directly at VickiDillard.tv from that link. Thank you so much for tuning in to my network, beloved. After so many years of helping to build very large networks, I'm finally doing it for myself now. So many of you I've been hearing from that find me say, "Where have you been?" Some of you say that when you put my name in the search engine, other large platforms pop up. Please help me by letting the world know that they can find their sister with the curly braids on her own network now at VickiDillard.tv or Vicki Dillard TV on YouTube. Thank you so very much, dear family. I hope that I can see the comments here pretty soon. But beloved, welcome, welcome, welcome to the Vicki Show. And as you come in, beloved, I want you to give us a big thumbs up, share, share, share this broadcast. Please know that my schedule is not specific yet, but just know you can expect to get at least 1 or 2 weekly broadcast live here on VickiDillard.tv. Okay, most of you all know that my health comes first. I have been dealing with a very serious autoimmune illness related to one of my major organs, to which many haters in the world like to mock. But how many of you all know I'm going to put myself first, and I'm going to treat myself well to heal, notwithstanding the hate? Somebody black talk black to me. So family, I don't want you to miss a beat. So make sure that you catch up on the Vicki shows right here at VickiDillard.tv. So on the count of three, beloved, on the count of three, for those of you that have it, on the count of three, I want you to begin to hit that thumbs up button. Hit that thumbs up button, would you? 1, 2, 3, thumbs up. Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. Share, 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 share. Make sure that you hit the share button. Make sure that you subscribe. And when you share, make sure you hit receive all notifications. Would you do that? Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. We ask that you do that not to be an annoyance to you, but because of the algorithms. The more that you share, the more you engage, the more likely other folks will find us. And how many of you all know that we who are legitimately a part of the Black grassroots community, a phrase that we mostly use here on the Vicki Show, the Black grassroots, hashtag BGR, talk black to me. Those of us who are for real about this Black grassroots life, this B1 for real life. Talk black to me, not the fakers and the frauds. God did that. Not those who are attacking the mouthpiece that loves you. Not those that are lying and slandering. Somebody black talk black. I said somebody black talk black. You help our voice to be elevated when you like, when you share. And we thank you so very much for tuning in. I see my dear brother, rapper Cool Kizzy. He said, talk black to us. That is my beautiful dear brother, who's always a beautiful supporter of mine. Thank you so very much, dear brother. And he don't even know I'm about to do this. Talk black to me. I just put you as a moderator. Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. I shout out to my dear family. I just popped on. I didn't even tell my team that I was getting ready to come on live, but I wanted to see you today, and I wanted to talk very briefly to you, family. By the way, I want you all to know now I have a text system. My team has been working on it a while, but I'm finally promoting it. I want you all to text me and get on the Vicki Nation team. Get on the Vicki Nation team. Do you all know what that is? Vicki Nation are my true supporters. God, today, where's my gavel? I said Vicki Nation now, hashtag Vicki Nation. They're my true support. So I want you all to text me, and the number I pinned on YouTube at 303. Somebody put it in my Instagram for me. 303-529-2572. That's 303-529-2572. Y'all text me, because that way I can be directly in touch with you no matter what they do on some of these platforms. Y'all text me today at 303 303. Did it show as you my mod? Yeah, let me see. Oh yeah, okay, it should show. 303 529 2572. Would y'all do that? Thank you so much for putting that in. I'm going to pin it on Instagram. Y'all get on my text messaging system so that we can stay in touch. My true supporters are known as Vicki Nation. I'm not going by all these other things. God, today. We just going to leave that at that. Somebody black talk black to me. 303 529 2572. Thank you so much for connecting with us on our new text messaging system. Family, also be sure to check out my website at VickiPlanet.com. That's also in the description. Vicki Planet. My name is spelled V-I-C-K-I. V-I-C-K-I. There are no double K's in my name. There are no Y's in my name. There's no E's in my name. My name is not short for Victoria. My mama said I didn't look like a Victoria. My name is V-I-C-K-I. My new website is VickiPlanet.com. How many of y'all know that the Vicki Planet is at work in the world? That's how we doing it over these parts and stuff. Instagram, I want y'all to get ready to come on over to Vicki Dillard TV because I'm going to need to use this device very briefly. Now, you all, we've got to have this brief conversation. Roland Martin, an ardent hater of mine. Starlet Thompson, thank you for your Cash App gift. Your Cash App gift is blessed 1,000-fold. Roland Martin, who was on CNN for a hot minute and some other, little places, and he's been desperately trying to get some biscuits and some bones and a sniff of a biscuit, a sniff of a bone on any network that would have him. And when he realized that even the white supremacist world that he worked so hard to be a part of don't even want him, talk black to me, he finally did what we've been doing for a long time. And that is we started our own networks, our own platforms. And so he's finally jumping on the bandwagon, but he's a black looking person. Somebody talk black to me. I said he is a black looking person. Now, for those of you who don't understand and don't know, Roland has attacked me in feminine energy. Because, I got men, they hate on me all the time too. But most of the men are not as vicious as some of these female spirits that's out, thrown around in the world. You know what I'm saying? God, today. And stop. So it's those little feminine, funny, strange acting energies. That's right, sassy. Y'all know I used to call his funny looking self. Thank you for reminding me of that cool kissy with his sassy self. So those sassy energies. It's them sassy energies, them funny, strange, sassy energies. Love to just talk and lie and slander and talk and lie and slander. But shout out to and some of y'all may or may not like this. Okay. But whether you like it or lump it is not the issue. And I want you to understand the context in which I'm going to say this, because some of you get easily confused. Some of you who appeared to be true supporters have allowed yourselves to be taken by the weak, the utter weak. God, today. And I thank God for these weak tools that have exposed those who pretended to be a part of it. Marjorie said they're jealous. Well, honey, I'm just going to leave that alone. We ain't getting to that deep right now. But I hear you, Marjorie. But Jay Morrison has been in a legal battle with Tony the Closer. I want you to be sure, because I'm not going to talk about that today. So make sure that you watch my show that I did the other day right here on VickiDillard.tv. Watch that show. Shout out to my other moderator, Rashida. I see you in the building, my sister. By the way, family, my moderators are highlighted in blue. So they're going to be putting important information and important links in the chat. Beloved, they are my friends. They are good people. They are true supporters. And I thank you all so very much. Don't forget, family, thumbs up, share. If you're on Instagram, share this with 5 other people as well. But I disagree with a lot of the politics of our brother Jay Morrison, but I respect what he was doing in Black community to educate us economically. So I don't get stuff mixed up. In the areas I felt folks need to be called out, I do that. But when you do something I believe that's upright, you feel what I'm saying? I give credit to where credit is due. But he was in like a 2-year legal battle with Tony the Closer, and there was a lot of allegations that was out there. His name was slandered. There was a lot of misinformation. People was lying about court cases. People was lying about folks' past. They was calling his wife all kind of names and mocking his daughter while his daughter was having brain surgery. I know about all that. People be lying about your legal. They lying about legal cases and stuff. From what I hear, y'all give me these messages. Trust and believe. Our brother got a victory on the slanderers. Shout out to Jay who got a victory on the liars. Some of y'all was easily duped. And that's all I'm going to say about that. Again, I don't fool with his politics 100%, and I don't fool with Tony's politics 100%. But some of the stuff, when you go to calling people names, when you're talking about them crazy, when you're lying on their career, lying on their so-called past, thank God he kept a track record and stuff. I'm your sister with the curly braids, about to swing these things back in Saudi Arabia. These braids about to make it to Sudan. Talk black to me. Instagram, come on over right now to VickiUniversity. I need to use this device. Well, thank you so much, family. I am live for a brief moment, getting ready to discuss Roland Martin and Uncle Luke making an utter fool of themselves on Black Twitter, and y'all drug them, and rightfully so. Somebody black talk black to me. Thank you, Bill Smith. Said Vicki Dillard, you fine as hell. Bless your little heart. Y'all so funny. All right, family. While I share this on my Instagram page, y'all come on in. Keep giving us a thumbs up while I post this real quick. Keep sharing. Keep giving me a big thumbs up. Share. Now, while I'm posting this, for those of you, I just got to give you all a brief background because it's just too much. Roland Martin is not a black legitimate man with a black legitimate business. What do you mean by that, Vicki? He is not someone, in my opinion, based on belief and information. Okay? He is not someone, in my opinion, based on belief and information, that is really, legitimately, truly about progressive and substantive change for black people. Are y'all hearing me? Roland has called us Simple Simon mother effers live on his show because we simply disagreed politically. He also included in calling those folks Simple Simon mother effers those who demanded reparations for black people. Keep that in mind. Did you hear what I said? He, in the face of a white supremacy that he was interviewing, Richard Spencer, refused to even say that he identifies as a black man. How many of you all know I gave you all of the receipts? Roland has repeatedly cussed us out because we disagree with him politically. And if you come for my people, you best believe if you've got a reasonable platform, faking a funk, acting like you for us, I'm going to come for you in these political digital streets. Talk black to me. Bonnie, thank you for your super chat. Your gift is blessed 1,000-fold, beloved. Now, Uncle Luke, Roland Martin, because he constantly cusses black people out, because he has sold us out behind the scenes and pushed a pro-Democrat agenda versus a pro-black agenda, he has disrespected us in ways that even white supremacists haven't. Talk black to me. I have to give him this everlasting word. Okay, y'all, let me try to post this now. I'm giving you all this information because some of you all actually think that Roland is just another black man who's doing something good for black society. You're confused, beloved. You never confuse a spy. You never confuse a sleeper spy who's in the camps causing mess, slandering, lying. You don't call them a brother or sister. And Roland's not the only one. A lot more y'all who claim to be a part of the black grassroots, you're getting exposed. Now, for those of you that don't know, I've got to give you this brief history. And I got to hurry up, y'all, because I got 2 more meetings. Roland is not from here. Okay, somebody just said Roland is Haitian. Roland's lineage goes further back than that. Okay. And yes, enemies of black people get the work. Talk black. Enemies of black people get the work. Now, our moderators are putting important links in the chat, but I want my moderators to have fun too. Our moderators can engage with our people. These are people that chose to just be a blessing. They're doing me a favor by being here. Somebody talk black to me. Now, some of you all don't understand. Some of you all are saying, well, he's got Haitian lineage. Let me tell you something. Y'all know I love my brothers and sisters from around the world, but we've been having little problems with some immigrants. Not all, but some of them, enough of y'all. It's starting to become a little bit of a pandemic with some of you all that have roots, particularly to the Caribbean, and some of you all from the continent of Africa. Some of you all that get to come over here, some of y'all that have immigrant parents and grandmamas and granddaddies and stuff. You go over here and start wagging your face and wagging your fingers in our face, trying to talk crazy to us. Now, some of you done lost your minds, and we're trying to restore your minds. God, today. You don't talk crazy to those of us who created this thing that you fled your countries for. No disrespect. You can't leave your country coming over here giving us all kind of advice for the one that we built and created. The white supremacists couldn't even figure this out. That's why they stole us, stole our land, stole our intellectual property. We did what they couldn't do. Now all of you newbies in America, you got all this advice for us who are foundational Black Americans, Native Black Americans. You got all this advice for us telling us how you done leveled up in this country. Let me tell your funny looking self something. Take all that advice and work it in the spaces and places in the little towns and stuff that you left. Once you give us the before and after, you see, then we might talk to you. But it's disrespectful to come to our country that we built and talk crazy to the true founders of this country. So we just want to warn you, brothers and sisters. Just watch your mouth. There's a whole lot of other things I can talk about right now, but that's not what I'm finna say. I brought that up because y'all was talking about Roland is from Haiti. No. No, no, no. It's deeper than that. First of all, Roland. The root word of the word Roland is R-O, ro. Somebody put ro in the chat. I've got to take you to the Victionary. The Victionary, not the dictionary, the Victionary. Victionary is a book of words. It's my book of words. You understand? Ro. Somebody said that's the root word of Roland. When you do the etymological research on Roland, first of all, when Roland is acting in great sassy energy, his name Roland is a derivation of the word Rolanda, you see. Last name Martina. So he's affectionately known by his alternative name when he's in his sassy energy as Rolanda Martina. We named him that some time back on the Vicki show. Somebody tweeted me about it and reminded me. Now, when Roland is in his sassy energy, he looks like this. God, today. Let me find this picture. Y'all were tearing his funny looking self up on social media. And y'all, I had already had this ready to talk about, but we gotta let me put this now. Let me warn you all. I don't believe in showing inappropriate images to our babies and stuff. So if you have the babies, you may want to turn the babies' heads. Some of you may say, well, Vicki, if it's not pornography, if it's not violence, what is the problem? Well, it's a type of violence. So I just want to give my babies, I love my babies. I want to give the babies fair warning. Talk black. So when Roland comes out rolling around on planet Earth, I'm about to tell you where you're from. Because I always have to give this because when you know where people are from, when you know who they connected to, it gives you more insight into the stuff that they're saying and why you shouldn't listen. Okay? That's why it's important. Roland's lineage, which surpasses Haiti, and I love my international family, but it's bigger than that. Watch this. Watch this. Watch this. When Roland comes out into the world, somebody say the devastation. This is the devastation. This is known as Rolanda Martina. When Roland is in this depth of sassy, when the density of sassy is like this, baby, this is Rolanda Martina. Now, that's one thing you have to know about the name. Okay, now, Ro, let's get back to the root. Ro. Again, this is from the dictionary, not the dictionary. The dictionary is my book of words. So, Roland, Rolanda, Ro is the root for both of them. Those words are now, watch this, connected to the word roll. Somebody put some basketballs in the chat. Y'all ain't put no words. All I see is laughing emojis. This is serious, family. Thumbs up, share. Roll. Do you see how that's connected? R-O. R-O, you can find it in rotund. Talk black to me. Y'all keep sharing this link out to the family. Let them know your sister with the curly braids is online. And also round. You understand? Do you see how that's connected? That's important for you to understand. That gives you great insight into a little bit of his character. Now, I got to tell this story quick because everybody don't know it. Y'all used to me saying this on some of them other large platforms I used to be on. Watch this. Once upon a time, there was a Becky who took her little kids out to play at a park. Her little boy, little Charlie, Lisa, your gift is blessed 1,000-fold. Thank all of you who are giving on Cash App and Super Chat. My Cash App is pinned as well as my text messaging system. I want you to connect with Vicki Nation. Vicki Nation are my true supporters. Text me at 303-529-2572. Thank you, family. She took her little children out to play. There was a river at this park. And this Becky was frantic because she was looking for little Charlie. So she started searching all over because it was a really, really large park that had multiple lakes and different bodies of water there. So she was just frantic. Y'all keep the balls bouncing. How many of y'all remember? Roland, rotund, round. Talk black to me. Roll. Watch this. So she was frantic, just screaming all over the place. She was running all over the park. She was getting all the little workers and stuff to get on the little golf carts to look everywhere. Where is Charlie? Oh my God, where's Charlie? Where's Charlie? Finally found Charlie. And he was by this river. And she was screaming and crying, and she was just going off on him and saying, where have you been? Charlie, where have you been? I've been looking for you. Mommy, he says to her. Come here. She wasn't even studying that boy, but she was so thankful that she found him. She followed him over to where he wasn't. He said, look, mommy, look. You see, I'm trying to tell you where he came from. Mommy, look. It's round. It's gooey. She looked at him and she said, what is it? Mommy, I don't know, but can we take it home? She was so overwhelmed, so grateful that she found her son. She was grateful he wasn't kidnapped. She was grateful he didn't drown. She was just so happy. She started to actually consider taking this big round gooey thing home. And so she said, what would we feed it? What would we feed it? We have a rock rattler. All we have is dog food. What would we feed it? So that's where Roland came from. Roland isn't from here. He was born by a river somewhere. He is a subterranean being who emerged after little Charlie got lost and was found. And they took it home to a black community. So that's just a little bit of history. Keep that in mind when you hear a little bit of this clip. Talk black to me. I had to catch some of y'all up to speed. Y'all thumbs up, and let everybody know that the Vicki show is on live. Now, what's happening, Vicki? I found out through y'all that Roland, with his sassy self, and Uncle Luke, former hip-hop legend, that's always talking politics and says some pretty decent stuff from time to time, but it's still a Democratic tool. This is them. They held a Twitter space, and on behalf of the public, I suffered. What do you mean you suffered, Vicki? I suffered. I suffered. For you, family. I'm not fussing. I'm not trying to complain. I'm just keeping it real. I suffered. I suffered having to listen. Are y'all hearing me? To almost every bit. God, it wasn't easy. It wasn't easy. This was, look, it was an hour and about 39 minutes. And it was just only a couple of minutes left on the end. And y'all, I'm telling you, I suffered. I suffered. Copyright Act of 1976, allowances made for purposes such as fair use, criticism, comment, news, reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Fair use is use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit, educational, personal use tips to balance in favor of fair use. Now, y'all look at this. I just rewind it because I want to cue it at a couple of points. I want you to hear just a little bit of this madness. Watch this. So, you know, this is what I'm talking about, this Twitter space. Twitter space, you know, it's like a radio kind of call-in platform they have. Now, y'all can see here where it says Roland blocked me. I know plenty of y'all, he's blocked y'all too. Sassy self. Talking about ain't nobody studying him. Funny looking self. And that's Uncle Luke. Now, watch this. Just so you can have a little context. Uncle Luke is the one that tweeted, that did he did some op-eds saying how Kamala was going to have a difficult time getting the black vote, right? Well, after he put that out there, and he was absolutely right, and we agreed with him, right after that, Simone Sanders, the legendary political linebacker, Simone Sanders turned around and tweeted concerning Uncle Luke that he is no political mastermind. She went on to say that she was tired of the unsolicited opinions of Black men. What prompted her to disrespect him and to disrespect and basically tell all black men everywhere to shut up. It was his op-ed. It was his political op-ed. And of course, I gave that football linebacker the everlasting work for publicly telling a black man and black men everywhere basically to shut up and basically calling him dumb. Very disrespectful. And you see how they played her. She was willing to throw black people under the bus, and they ended up throwing her funny looking self under the bus. She actually thought that as a bona fide certified Bronco approved player, she thought that those skills was going to translate over into her being the actual press secretary. We told her funny looking self then, girl, they not going to make you nothing. We knew she was putting her life and limb, the fullness of her body, out there to save the life of the white supremacist Joe Biden, thinking that that was going to get her brownie points. She actually, for real, in her little mind, thought they played her. She really thought she had a chance and become press secretary. We told her it's not possible. So remember, she ended up quitting. But we prophesied way in advance that she had no chance. Somebody put some football teams in the chat. We knew it was a shoe-in for the Broncos. Christopher Ellis, thank you for your gift, beloved. You said, oh my God, dumb Twitter space made my day. Yes, beloved, it was dumb. It was a dumb Twitter space that Roland had with Uncle Luke, and they got dragged, rightfully so. Naya says, my belly hurts. You got me messed up over here. Somebody, I need some more. Okay, thank you. Somebody said the Bears. Somebody say NYJ. Somebody, please, Chicago. Yes. She had all of the Bears credentials. The Rams. Why you have to say the Rams? We knew her destiny was the Rams. We knew her destiny was the 49ers. Thank you. We knew her destiny were the Raiders. The White House, no. Press secretary, no. You had a shot at being a Dallas Cowboy. Came with insurance. Godly. Came with 401k. This was destiny. Somebody say destiny. We knew that was your optimal career choice. Cleveland Browns, Green Bay Packers, Patriots DNA, Minnesota Vikings. All of that was your destiny. You threw all of that away. Listen to a little bit of this.
Damn it, Roland Martin's in here. Let me bring him up to speak right now. Yes, sir, buddy. With that said, we are going to sit in here and have a good conversation. My good friend Marlon Hill is in here. Boy, I got some heavy hitters up in here today.
Lord have mercy.
Jesus Christ.
Let me skip.
Got elected.
Pardon.
Hold on.
And we understood Southern Democrats and their opposition to civil rights. We understood Republicans, and then we saw the shift that began to happen with FDR, and it continued all the way up through Kennedy versus Nixon, and then, of course, solidified in 1964 when Senator Barry Goldwater opposed the Civil Rights Act, and then even Dr. King campaigned. Let me say it again. Even Dr. King campaigned on behalf of President Lyndon Baines Johnson.
Watch this.
It was not that he saw Johnson as this great savior. What he understood, though, was in order to achieve what Black people wanted to achieve, he understood how the vote has to go. And what I need people to understand, my book, White Fear, How the Browning of America is Making White Folks Lose Their Minds, drops in September. And what people need to understand, and folk, y'all can write this down. If y'all been watching these for years, you know I'm not playing with this. What they have in store what Republicans have in store pales in comparison to what you already seen.
What?
When you talk about, I'm telling you, what is scaring them is 2043 when the emerging minority becomes the national majority.
Now listen, you are absolutely right, Rashida, when she said Roland really thinks he sounds smart speaking those facts. Let me tell y'all something. None of us are fooled over here because of memorization. That's the reason why some of y'all be like, Roland real? Shut up. Memorization has nothing to do with execution and actualizing nothing. Now, Roland just sat up there and said that the Republicans, he said, right? Roland said that it's the Republicans that's freaking out about 2043 because their numbers, right? The America is getting blacker and browner, right? And white folks' number is getting low, right? He said it was who, family? Y'all remind me. Who did Rolanda's funny looking self? Who did he say? He said it was the what? He said it was the Republicans. Is that right? We keep the problem with Roland's funny looking self saying that it's the Republicans who is worried about 2043. Roland and the other black looking people who are mostly liberals and Democrats refuse to call out Joe Biden for this.
It is doomed. This country is doomed. This country is doomed. This country is doomed.
Whose voice are you listening to, family? Somebody please tell me whose voice you listening to right now.
This country is doomed. It is doomed, not just because of African Americans, but because by 2040, this country is going to be minority white European.
Wait, whoa. Did y'all say that's Biden you're listening to? Is Biden a Republican or a Democrat? Do you all see what we mean when we say they're not black first, but they're D1, meaning they're Democrat first? Do y'all hear me? Roland doesn't care if the Democrats spew white supremacist talking points and push white supremacist policies and ignore black demands for black specific policies, like cut the check, like reparations now for us. If they're Democrat, they get a pass. Roland, roll, round, Rotan, Rolanda, the entity, the subterranean entity that's known by all of those different aliases, refused to call out Joe Biden, who specifically told a group of black people that that was his exact concern. The blackening and the browning of America is something that your white supremacist Democrats and Republicans are concerned about. J. Bubba, thank you for your gift. Is blessed 1,000-fold. Yes, you're right. Democrats are embarrassing. That twerking is coming soon. Watch this. He doesn't care that Joe Biden specifically said that America was actually doomed. In part because of black folks and because white folks' numbers are dwindling. You don't hear Joy Reid or Joyless Reid making that the headline. Why is it that Joy doesn't play this Don Lemon play this starting the show.
Country is doomed. It is doomed, not just because of African Americans, but because by 2040, this country is going to be minority white European. Hear me? Minority white European. And you guys are going to have to start working more with Hispanics, who make up a larger portion of the population than y'all do.
You hear that honky tonk more than y'all do? Did you hear that honky tonk talk? That was the Democrat who said that America is doomed. And so Roland is sitting his funny looking self on Twitter with Uncle Luke making a fool of himself, telling us to go out and vote, obviously for the Democrats, when it's the Democrats that said that America is doomed because of us.
And they want to lock this white power in place for the next 100 years. If y'all ain't studied the Reconstruction period, you had better study it. Read Du Bois' book on it, Eric Foner's book on the Reconstruction, because you need to understand what is happening right now. Look, in the history of America, white backlash has always followed Black success. White backlash has always followed white success. And that's what you're seeing right now. And when I hear Black folks, man, I ain't seen nothing happen, so therefore I'm not going to vote. They remember what Trump said, thank you.
Y'all listen to what this nut's finna say right now to us. Listen.
He thanked Black people for not voting in 2016. If you were pissed off about the Supreme Court decision, not just, let me be clear, not just Roe v. Wade. I'm talking about the gerrymandering decision. I'm talking about the EPA decision. I mean, I can go on and on and on. They were happy when we didn't show up in 2016. They were happy when we didn't show up for the midterm election in 2010. They were happy when we didn't show up in record numbers in these elections, because they understand what our power looks like. And if we selfishly pissed off, I'm going to sit out because we voted in 2020 and I didn't see anything. Well, shit, Black folks have voted for a number of years and we're still fighting and trying to get things. Doesn't mean that we give up. Doesn't mean that we sit out.
You hear him? He's telling you, he's talking about us. Talking about because you pissed off, you mad. No, I teach everybody everywhere, hell to the no, don't vote for nothing. You all know who the Dixiecrats were. You all understand that now the Democrats and the Republicans has basically swapped names. So in other words, Black folks have been voting for the same kind of people for 60 years. And you've still gotten nothing. Nowhere during that time did we say we refuse to vote. We didn't use our votes as leverage to demand that if you don't give us specifically reparations, a policy, a substantive policy that would make a difference in the lives of foundational Native Black Americans, that we will not vote. You haven't seen that strategy. In fact, I'm reading from page 153, from Understanding the Assault on the Black Man, Black Manhood, and Black Masculinity by Dr. Wesley Muhammad. And I'm only reading this because I like the way he sums up stuff, and he gives a whole lot of receipts and citations, which is basically hundreds of books all into one. So whenever I'm running behind something, I can just go here and find a resource, and then I can go look up an article, look up a book if necessary. But I like how it's concise here. And I want you to listen. The seeming success of the Civil Rights Movement, the Civil Rights Act of 1964. What came in 1965, family? I'm giving you all a pop quiz. If 1964 was the Civil Rights Act, what came in 1965? Somebody put in the chat. Y'all know I say it all the time. I got a few more minutes, family. I may have to do a part 2 today on this topic today. Not welfare, family. I'm talking about a specific. We had the voting of the civil. I just told you the answer. I was trying to say the Civil Rights Act of 64, the Voting Rights Act. Thank you, Lisa. The Voting Rights Act of 1965. Why am I reading that? Listen. The Civil Rights Act of 1964 and the Voting Rights Act of 1965 had already greatly perturbed those elements of American society committed to the old racial hierarchy, the nonviolent activism he goes on to talk about. And then he talks about how in 1965 in August, we find that the Watts riots, or the Watts riots took place. And then shortly thereafter, the Detroit riots blew up, and then over 100 cities after the assassination of Dr. King, so forth and so on, right? That means that after the seeming success of the Civil Rights Act, 64, Voting Rights Act, 65, the voting didn't stop them from killing us. Do you get that? It was not the voting that caused governors and presidents to take action. It was not the voting and the Civil Rights Acts, those so-called privileges that y'all had, your ancestors had, our elders had, that caused the scientific community to weaponize science against Black people, with a particular emphasis on Black men. What caused all of those different entities to act, president, governors, scientific communities, and others, was when they took to the streets. When stuff was set on fire, when millions and millions of damages were done, when folks from across the country were murdered, unfortunately, and when thousands were injured. And the reason they did that was because they understood that that voting and working within the system failed them. And I keep bringing up this history to tell America, surely this isn't what you want us to do. I said, surely this isn't what you want us to do, and stop. We've been voting for 60 years, y'all, and we're asking for the exact same stuff that our elders and ancestors asked for. This notion that voting, Black folks voting, is the answer is a complete and utter lie. Talk Black to me. Everybody hit that thumbs up button, share, 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 share. Shout out to our moderators, Rashida, First Work Media in here, and our brother Cool Kizzy. They're highlighted in blue, family. They're putting important information in the chat as well. Thank you so much for being with us. Listen.
Doesn't mean that we don't still push, prod, and engage folk, but I'm warning everybody, if you think what you've seen so far has been crazy.
He talking about he warning us. Subterranean UROs. URO, for those of you that don't know, is unidentified rolling objects. The UFO are things that come from above. You got your terrestrial beings, which is us that's on Earth. You got your extraterrestrial, which are above, and then you got your subterrestrial. That's the class of entities that Roland is from. Trying to warn us.
Supreme Court just
You need to be from here first.
Decided to take up a case that would invoke this crazy legal theory that state legislatures.
Hold on, y'all. Let me skip.
You were getting 0.00 2% of the city contracts.
Same thing in Dade County.
Now, so Maynard Jackson comes in, he says tumbleweeds will be rolled. You almost saw a white woman become a mayor in Atlanta when Keisha Lance Bottoms won. She only won by what, 700 votes. Okay, and so what has happened is we are just like sitting back. Well, man, I'm not sitting here voting. Now, if when you look at city numbers and 18% of the electorate votes and 20% electorate votes, that means that only 18 to 20% of those who are voting are actually deciding. Mondale Robinson, y'all look him up. I had him on my, if you go look at my Poor People's Coverage campaign from a few weeks ago, he just got elected in a town in North Carolina that is 95% black, where they had a white Republican mayor. Did y'all just hear me?
Wow.
Let me say it again.
No, say it again for the people.
That was a town in North Carolina. I can't remember the name. Town so small I can't remember the name. But it's that Mondale, Mondale Robinson, Robinson. He led the Black Male Voter Project. He ran for mayor in his hometown in North Carolina. It's 3,000 people. A white Republican mayor of a city where 95% black. He ran on a progressive agenda, went and knocked on doors nobody else did, and won 75% of the vote. Wow. He told me,
you guys, Roland sounds like he's from underwater, born by a river somewhere, because he is. We cannot pretend that getting black looking people into office is a real strategy. Why, Vicki? Because Barack Hussein Obama was president for 8 years, dang near a decade. He did not advocate for reparations. Not only did Obama not advocate for reparations, he actively, with great hostility, spoke against it. Obama did an interview, and I gave you all the receipts. Check out the Atlantic interview. Just pull up Obama and the reparations and Atlantic interview, where he said, in fact, I think I had it queued for today, but I don't have time to read it. I got to get ready for my next meeting. I'm going to have to follow up, family. For sure, I'm going to have to follow up. Obama, here it is. It's coming up. This is the Atlantic article that I want you to read. And I want you to read it because it reads like a transcript. It's really a transcript, this particular article. And again, it's titled Better is Good, Obama on Reparations. See the headline? Obama on reparations, civil rights, and the art of possible. He did this with Ta-Nehisi Coates. Thank you, Twin Born, for your gift. He said, why can't Roland, Martina, and Luke take that energy and tell the Democrats why it's important to do something specifically? That's my point, beloved, intelligent one. Twin Born, you are intelligent. This is what we need to tell all these knuckleheads that's out there screaming and hollering at us. You're absolutely right. That energy needs to be directed toward the Democrats. And we're disproportionately giving the Democrats this work because we're the ones that put them in power. They were the ones that were supposed to be different. In this article, you will see that Obama is not only hostile, not only does he argue against reparations. Do you know what part of his argument was, family? Think about this while he was in office. Obama in this article says, what is the Asian person and what is the Latino person going to say if they have to pay reparations? He said they're going to say they didn't have nothing to do with slavery, even though we know everybody in this country benefits from slavery. And if you're white, and if you claim that your ancestors were not slaveholders, we don't care. You all still benefit. Hell, black immigrants benefit. And that's the reason you all gonna pay. Some of you drive, some of you walk to work, some of you bike to work, some of you don't take the highway all the time to work. But I bet you your very black taxpayer dollars is paying for some road work. Talk black to me. Some of you live in neighborhoods with schools. Some of you don't have children. But I bet you your very black tax dollars are going towards schools in your neighborhood. Everybody benefits. So everybody's got to pay. Don't try to trick us into believing that voting Democrat is going to make a difference when you got a Democratic president in office who has given white Afghans, white Ukrainians, LGBTQ, Asian and Asian Pacific Islanders money, legal protections, and benefits, and haven't given you any. Yes, thank you, First Work Media. He said, please keep profanity to a minimum so they don't flag us. That's right, y'all. Let's keep it to a minimum because, they already look for reasons to try to restrict us. So thank you so much for that. Roland's necklace comments. Roland's necklace. Not a necklace like a piece of jewelry. Necklace, Neckless. Roland's necklace self sat up there and said, made fun of us. He actually said out of his mouth toward the end, new black media. Those of us that's demanding tangibles and reparations, he was mocking it. And he said, well, where's the infrastructure, fool? What do you mean? Let me ask y'all something. When the pandemic happened, the pandemic was not a topic. It just happened. And all of a sudden, America found a way to cut majority of the country multiple checks to the tune of trillions of dollars. For sure, over $1 trillion plus. Talk black to me. You formed the infrastructure when you call yourself having an emergency. It's what America deems to be important. And she mobilizes herself to get it done. That's exactly right. The Asian and Asian Pacific Island community that we gave that $50 million to, they got that done in a year's time during the pandemic. And guess what they did? But nobody talking about no infrastructure. They redirected $50 million that was in different parts of the government to the Asian Pacific and Asian Pacific Islander communities. The action of Russia and the Ukraine was something that just happened sporadically. But America put billions of dollars behind them. Nobody said nothing about infrastructure. The Afghans, LGBTQ, and others. Don't ever forget Joe Biden said America is doomed because black folks and because white folks' numbers are dwindling. That was the inference. Don't you ever forget that you've got a Democratic president, a Democratic Senate, and a Democratic House of Representatives, and they're still telling you what they can't do for us. Roland's funny-looking necklace self and Uncle Luke's funny-looking self sitting up there telling us about voting and specifically wanting us to vote for Democrats, telling us if we think it's bad, thank you, telling us if we think it's bad, how bad it's really going to be. Watch this. Telling us they're trying to take our voting from us. But did we forget, family? What does this headline say? This was just a few months ago, family. What does this headline say? Black Democrats are growing impatient with Biden's failure to deliver on the voting rights reforms he promised. Are y'all hearing me? What did it say? Biden upset even all the black bones and biscuits because he didn't act in any serious way for voting rights. So you all want us to be scared of the white Republicans when the white Democrats refused to do anything while black votes were being snatched, while they were making mischief with gerrymandering and other such things. You can't brag on a plan that you've been implementing for 60 years when black folks' numbers outpace most other groups in terms of voting. I'm talking about specific to our demographic. Voting ain't the only form of power. Family, I'm running late for a meeting. I've got to go now. Stay tuned. Stay in touch. I'm going to pick up more with this, even if I go to another subject this week. I cannot wait to see you again. Be sure to share this broadcast. Keep these things out there. We're going to continue to hold their funny looking selves accountable. Shout out to Black Twitter that dragged them, that held them accountable. You all know that when they were calling in to try to talk, they tried to shut them down. And every time people do that, we already know what time it is. You all keep putting our names out there. Continue to share. Let me hear from you. Be sure to follow me on Instagram at VickiXDillard. Let the world know that they can find me here live at Vicki Dillard TV. I love you so much. I'm your sister with the curly braids. Out to you. You are my bliss. I can't wait to see you again.